With rapid economic development, urbanization, and mobilization, China cities are facing unprecedented challenges in fighting against air pollution. The air pollution episode of January 2013 shrouded one-third of China's cities, with 600 million of population exposed to smoggy days. In year of 2014, the average PM10 concentration in 330 cities was 95 micrograms per cubic meters, overwhelming the current China air quality standard of 70 micrograms per cubic meters, indicating a long way to meet the WHO health standard of 20 micrograms per cubic meters. Haze weather is characterized not only by conventional pollutants, but also exacerbated by pollutants not yet controlled under current legal framework.
北京呢是一个快速发展中的大城市，目前呢还有很多建设在进行，平均每年大概有4、5千个工地。那么施工工地呢已经成为北京大气污染的这个主要来源之一，也是我们重点管控的这个污染源。
Researchers show that particle emissions, in particular ultrafine particles, are the main reason for haze weather in cities. Researchers have discovered that up to 45% of ultrafine particle emissions in the air come from diesel engines, buses, trucks, and huge amount of construction machine operating in the construction sites lacking of effective management and emission control for the time being. Ultrafine particles, also known as a black carbon, are particles of diameter ranging between 20 to 300 nanometers, contributing big share in PM 2.5 in terms of particle numbers. Let's take a close look at the process in the lungs. They catch foreign matter and transport it back outside with the help of the ciliated epithelium, fine hair-like filaments. These nanoparticles are smaller than half of micrometer, a very critical size range, and can reach deep into the lungs, penetrating through the alveoli and from there entering humans' bloodstream, the brain, and the entire organism. Research also indicates the relations of these ultrafine particles with disease as cardiovascular, lung cancer, Parkinson, and Alzheimer. Furthermore, black carbon is one of the 6 short-lived climate pollutants. According to IPCC, black carbon is the 3rd largest contributor to the positive radiative forcing that causes climate change.
Diesel soot is classified as carcinogen in the Swiss Ordinance on Air Pollution Control since 1998. This has been confirmed by the World Health Organization in 2012. This means the best available technology must be used to use both diesel soot and ultrafine particle. This is the diesel particle filter.
In September of 2013, China's State Council issued National Action Plan for Air Pollution Prevention and Control, namely Air 10 Actions, declaring war against the pollution. The goal of Air 10 Actions is to use 5 years period from 2013 to 2017. The air quality in the whole country should be better. Heavy polluted days should be substantially decreased. In another 5 years period, the heavily polluted weather shall be gradually eliminated, and the air quality of the whole country should be significantly improved. On June 28 of 2012, the Ministry of Environmental Protection of China and the Swiss Federal Department of the Environment, Transport, Energy and Communication signed the Memorandum of Understanding, which spells out the wide and long-term cooperation between the two countries. Among other topics, the two nations have been collaborating closely and intensively in the Clean Air and Climate Change Legislation and Policy Framework Program. One of the objectives of the program is to help central government formulating black carbon emission reduction policy and a framework through pilot projects, thus generate health and climate benefits.
在北京市的2013到2017的清洁空气行动计划当中呢，有非常多的措施来治理这个施工工地的扬尘。但是呢，施工工地上同时还有数以万计的大型施工机械在操作。这些施工机械的排放呢，也是非常重要的这个污染。因此， 我们也有一些措施在进行这个施工机械的排放管理。但是呢，我们在这个法规标准还不是十分完善，这个技术呢也不是十分的成熟。我们了解到呢，瑞士呢在非道路动力机械，也就是这些施工机械的排放管理方面呢，有比较完善的这个法规和标准，技术呢也有比较多成熟的技术。因此，我们和瑞士发展署呢合作开展了这个项目，目的呢是希望通过这个项目呢，开展一些试点，为积累一些经验，为我们下一步制定更有针对性的这个施工机械的排放管理措施提供一些这个支持。
In Switzerland, construction machines have to be equipped with such particle filters since many years. In 2006, the Swiss government adopted an action plan to reduce fine particle emission also from other sources such as heavy-duty vehicles, buses for public transport, ships and locomotives. Thanks to these measures, we observe a decline of the black carbon concentration in the air. This experience of Switzerland is very positive and we make it available to other countries. In China, the efficiency of the diesel particle filters was demonstrated on construction machines. This positive experience can support the implementation of policies against air pollution. I strongly suggest to continue to retrofit DPF on existing vehicles, but at the same time to make sure that all new vehicles and machines are already equipped with DPF by the manufacturer before they leave the factory. Our experience is also applied in Latin America. There are several metropoles now plan to make the DPF mandatory for urban buses. This will sensibly reduce the air pollution, which has a positive effect on the health of urban population.
我们从2010年开始就与瑞士发展与合作署开展合作，研究移动源黑碳排放清单，研究黑碳对人体健康的影响，并选择南京和厦门2个城市进行在用柴油车 DPF 的改造试点工作。
The very first step of DPF retrofit exercise is to install data loggers on the buses and heavy machines to monitor and record the running condition of vehicles. This is like a 24-hour ambulatory cardiac monitoring carried by a patient who will receive heart surgery. All monitor data is transmitted to a server of CPK company in Germany. Chinese, Swiss, and German experts can all get access to these data for analysis. With 3 months data logging, we have sufficient knowledge about the working condition of vehicles to be retrofitted. Based on this, we are able to recommend the most suitable DPF product from Vert family for China buses and construction machines. Filter retrofit is even possible at high sulfur content, and we have tested and performed the pilot at 300 ppm. The second step of DPF retrofit exercises is to have engine bench test in lab for recommended DPF products. Not all filters have high filtering efficiency. In order to select the right type of DPF products, all pre-recommended DPF products were transported to Xiamen Vehicle Emission Monitoring Center and Jinan Vehicle Emission Test Center for strict emission and filtering efficiency tests to monitor and analyze the exhausted gases of the buses and construction machines. The test is following Swiss test standard SN 277206. One test lasts about 8 hours. We have tested products of Dinix, HJS, and PureTech. The third step of DPF retrofit exercise is the DPF installation, which is done under the guidance of Swiss experts and engineers from DPF manufacturer. For buses, the DPF is normally installed at the place of silencer, and its silencing effect is even better than the installed muffler. Filter retrofit is even possible for quite old vehicles. The retrofitted buses in Nanjing are all intercity long-distance buses of more than 1 million kilometers, some even more than 2 million kilometers. If not retrofitted, these buses would be scrapped before the World Youth Olympic Games. For construction machines, the installation is a little complicated. If there isn't enough space inside the machine, DPF has to be installed outside. Sometimes we have to give up the retrofit if there is no suitable place for DPF installation because we don't want too much modification to the machinery. However, in Switzerland, all construction machines are retrofitted without exceptions. All DPF products used in the pilot are certified by a Vehicle Emission Reduction Technology Association, a high recognized quality label.
The Swiss Agency for Development and Cooperation promotes public-private partnerships in its project. The partnership in this Sino-Swiss cooperation is based on contributions from both Chinese and European companies. In Europe, 3 DPF manufacturers from Germany and Denmark back the project with their technologies and products. While in China, the project receives strong support from the Beijing Xinshi Road and Bridge Construction Company and 2 bus companies in Nanjing and Xiamen. They provide their buses and construction machines for DPF retrofit and all the tests.
The colleagues are really fast, install good, and they understand the system directly, and so it's easy to teach them everything. The system works directly after start the engine, and I think everything works fine and good for the next years.
作为国企呢，一方面这个追求这个经济利益，而且我们还有一部分还有社会责任，是吧？大家也都知道，从咱北京市到全国，现在雾霾呢天数越来越多，这个需要咱们全社会的人员共同努力，才能把这个节能减排做好。中瑞这个项目呢，在我们单位来搞试点，我们单位呢是全力支持这个项目，是吧？承担我们的社会责任，我们是派这个最好的那个维修人员来配合这项目，我们就是说争取呢配合咱们瑞方把这个项目做好，为这个节能减排呢做出这个应有的贡献。
The 4th step of DPF retrofit exercise of Sino-Swiss pilot project is to conduct 2 campaign tests. We measure the particle mass, numbers and size of the exhausted gases, as well as the temperature and back pressure. The first test is done immediately after DPF installation.
这个一般只有20万，如果你没加的话，可以达到上千万。
The second test is conducted after the DPF has been operated for 3 to 6 months. The purpose of 2 campaign tests is to follow the real operation of DPFs, to see if they can adapt to China vehicle working condition and fuel quality. If the filtering efficiency decreased after a certain amount of operation. When the DPF is working, the driver in the cabin can see the alarming signal so that he can take necessary actions. Let's do another simple test. Here are 2 construction machines, one with DPF, one without. Obviously, the machine without DPF emits black soot from its tailpipe at cold start. We can also put 2 white handkerchiefs at the exhaust pipe to see the difference. After a few seconds, this white piece is the result with DPF installation, and this black one is the machine without DPF installation. Although our eyes cannot see, there are a large amount of ultrafine black carbons flow into the atmosphere.
装上这个产品以后，这车不冒黑烟了，这让我们很高兴。
The test results show that most of DPFs have filtering efficiency of over 98% for these ultrafine solid particles.
我们已经向环境保护部提出了在用柴油车污染物排放后处理治理的技术指南，以期对其他城市的改造项目提供指导。另外，国内还有许多固定式的柴油发动机，大约有100万台左右，它们也可以安装上过滤器。
We contribute to the global knowledge sharing, for instance, through the Climate and Clean Air Coalition that brings together international expertise on the reduction of short-lived climate pollutants.
Till now, there are already 85 million on-road vehicles in Europe, and 50,000 buses and construction machines in Switzerland. which are equipped with DPFs. Let's hope all heavy-duty diesel vehicles in China will be installed with DPF. Say no to smoke for a common blue sky.